report is still looming. My next guest says the amount of corruption behind it is unbelievable, and it will be quite a test for the new Attorney General. Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton joins me now to explain. All right, Tom, you appeared at CPAC with Congressman Devin Nunes. One of the things that you said that got my attention was that this Justice Department has no business writing a report on the president's conduct. Explain that.
Well, the president's president. He has a right to fire people like James Comey. He has a right to communicate with the Russian ambassador and otherwise run the government. And the idea that the Justice Department is writing a report on the president's conduct as president is ridiculous.
You make it so simple and so easy.
And Attorney General Barr should be asking that. We understand, Mr. Mueller, that you've indicted all these people or prosecuted them. That's on the public record.
Right.
But your opinion about the president's conduct as president, it's about as worthy as anyone else's opinion, and the Justice Department isn't paying you to give us another dossier on President Trump. We already have one corrupted dossier, and the idea that his activist attorneys working for him, Mr. Mueller, most of whom are anti-Trumpers, will be writing some dossier on President Trump is something that needs to be rejected.
And who are you referring to?
Well, his number two, Andrew Weissman, is an anti-Trumper. We found an email to Sally Yates, the anti-Trump Obama holdover that the president had, saying, I'm in awe of you after she did something outside the law and preventing the president's travel ban from being defended. And he went to Hillary Clinton's election night party. This man's going to be writing a report on President Trump? No, thank you.
All right. Let's talk about, there's still so many documents from this investigation that we haven't seen. Where are the efforts now by Judicial Watch to get that stuff out? And are we going to get any information from Congress? And, what do we need to see that we aren't seeing?
Well, Congress has asked, like Devin Nunes has asked for certain material to be declassified from his investigation, including witness testimony. They've been sitting on that over at the deep state. The FISA warrant application still hasn't been fully declassified.
Isn't that up to the president?
It is up to the president, ultimately.
Why do you think he's holding back on that?
Because the deep staters who pretend to be on his side come in and say you can't intervene here.
Why?
On behalf of transparency. Because it's about protecting the Mueller operation. They don't.
No, I know why they're doing, but what do they tell the president? We want you to defend Bob Mueller?
Yeah, that's exactly. My guess is they come in and say, if you release this information, it's going to make it seem like you're interfering in the investigation.
All right.
But it's important, but we're still getting the documents out despite the obstruction. We're going to have another batch of documents showing communications between Bruce Orr and Christopher Steele, the Clinton spy.
Yeah, right. We already know they were yakking it up when they weren't supposed to.
But when you look at the documents, Judge, you wonder what anything else Orr was able to do but communicate with Steele. It was unbelievable, the number of communications. And it was desperation on the part of Steele to get this information.
So now
to the DOJ.
we've got Bill Barr, the new Attorney General. Anybody with half a brain knows that the investigation should be of the Clintons and buying the uranium and resetting and all that other hogwash. What is Bill Barr about, and what is he going to do?
I don't think Bill Barr is going to come into the Justice Department and overturn tables. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to shut down Mueller. Look, I
don't want him to shut down Mueller. Let Mueller do his thing. It's ridiculous.
Well, he's not going to investigate Hillary Clinton. We're talking about a Mueller report. Where is the Justice Department in terms of investigating the coup attempt against President Trump, the abuse of the FISA process, the illicit spying on President Trump? And right now, Mueller is still being allowed to go around and abuse the process, the rule of law,
so you don't
to
think
target
Barr's
people who are affiliated with President Trump.
I hear Barr's a straight shooter.
He may be a straight shooter, but you have to be. I think the president's going to have to intervene to get this justice done here.
All right, Tom Fitton, thanks so much.
Joe Biden flirting with the idea of running for president in 2020, saying he plans to make an announcement soon. But is Biden already caving to the resistance? He recently said this about Vice President Pence.
The fact of the matter is, it was followed on by a guy who's a decent guy, our vice president.
Just hours later, he backtracked, tweeting this: "There is nothing decent about being anti-LGBTQ rights, and that includes the vice president." Joining me now, political columnist Kathy Aru and former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. Ladies first. I'm sorry, Corey. Kathy, can't Biden just say he's a decent guy and just let it go? Why does he have to pander and cater because some nitwit radical resistor on Twitter gives him a hard time?
He did not have to apologize, but he did because that person represented a community, the LGBT community, and he wants those voters. So if he wants those voters,
LGBTQ, do not forget the Q.
QIA. So actually there's it's usually LGBTQ plus. So there's many ways to do it. I don't want to offend. But yeah, so
Corey's
he
very
offended
offended.
them. Yeah, he offended members of that group, not everyone. So it can't be said that Democrats are insane. There are certain people that were offended, and they have the right to be offended.
I understand that, but Corey, Biden has done this before. Remember, he's like, I'm going to take President Trump behind the schoolhouse and knock him out, and then he had to apologize 24 hours later. You know, I shouldn't have used such violent rhetoric. I mean, just own it. I mean, right? Isn't that what people want?
Look, Jesse, you know what people love about Trump is he's a fighter. They fight for him. What people are so sick and tired of is the political correctness that all these people think they have to please everybody, and so they please nobody.
Right.
To go and say something bad about Vice President Mike Pence is actually insane, because I say it all the time. He's too nice of a person to be in politics. I mean, that's how great Mike Pence is. He's the nicest human being and the nicest family, and the religious values that he holds dear should be celebrated and not chastised.
Yeah, I mean, he won't even be in the room without his wife there if there's another woman. I mean, the guy is as pure as the wind-driven snow, just like you, Corey.
Jesse, they say that about us a lot.
Yeah.
You and I have the same thing that they say about us.
So much in common. So much in common.
Yes.
I want to move to Beto. He's also considering getting in. Now, Kathy, I used to think Beto had a real shot at this, and now I think he's weird. He went on some sort of poetry tour in a bus like Kerouac and started writing dark, strange things about finding himself. I don't really get that. He moves his hands around a lot like he's on speed. Break him down for us.
Break him down? Well, I think he went to a Metallica concert after he announced that he was going to run for president. But he energizes the base. People like him. So he has a shot. He really does have a shot, according to many sources.
I mean, he does poll well, Corey. If you look at some of the polls, he's like top 3 or 4 in most of them.
Jesse, the real deal is the guy's first name is Robert. So I think he's offended the Irish Catholic vote, which is Robert O'Rourke is who this guy's real name is.
Oh, there goes the Irish vote.
I'm offended because I'm part Irish that he won't represent us as he runs for office. His name is Robert O'Rourke. That's like calling me Juan Lewandowski. That's not his name.
Can you explain how you get from Robert to Beto? I don't even get that.
No! It doesn't. Look, it doesn't exist. My mother gave me the name Corey. She didn't give me Juan. I'm part Irish. He has offended every Irish Catholic out there by changing his name to Beto.
I guess Beto is short for Robert. I don't know. We're going to give him a pass because maybe it's an El Paso thing. Let's go and talk about something that really grabbed my attention. So there's this woman at a dog park, and she's got her dog there, and there's other dogs around. Some other dog starts humping her dog. She calls the cops. Watch.
Why are you calling the cops right now? Because I told you I wasn't leaving the park because my dog was humping your dog? I'm not verbally assaulting you. I told you I'm not leaving. Look at that assault, guys. Oh, my God, he's assaulting my dog. Let me call the cops. I love when you can call the cops on people just because a dog humped your dog. No, you know what it is? Because I'm black, so she decided to call the cops real first. Let me call the cops. I bet if I was white, you wouldn't have called the cops.
And the race card got thrown in there at the end. Kathy, this culture is going down the tubes, calling the police because a dog gets a little frisky in the park. Come on. You're not going to defend this woman, are you?
I'm not going to defend her, even though dog parks do have rules, and I don't think humping is one of the rules.
Do they say that, like no humping at the dog park sign?
Well, I mean, some people consider that you can't have aggressive dogs at a dog park. There are dog park rules. So his dog was perhaps breaking a rule, and the police said no call is too small. So apparently people always call 911, not always, but a lot of people call 911. They're used to it. So
I mean,
if she wanted
getting
to call,
a cat out of a tree is more of an important idea than this, Corey. I mean, aggressive because he got a little playful.
Look, maybe the dog was happy about it. Maybe she should get a different pet. Maybe she should get an emu or a giraffe that can't be mounted the same way. I mean, this is insanity. Talk about a waste of valuable resources, taking the police to come because their dog had some action. Their dog's begging for the action. Who are we kidding?
There's real crimes out there. There's real crimes.
The dog had a sign, open for business. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you need consent now in order for dogs to get together. Lastly, also this culture is getting a little interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. You have transgendered women running against kind of people that were born as women, and they're smoking them because they have testosterone. And people are getting upset about this. And now also we have women want to be in the same wrestling divisions as men, and men are saying, are you kidding me? Listen to this guy.
I just don't think that's really appropriate with a young lady. And it's also so aggressive and just, I'm not really, I guess, comfortable.
Okay, so what's the move, Kathy? If a girl wants to wrestle a boy in high school, that's okay?
Well, yeah, Title IX says it's okay. So Title IX allows anyone from any gender, sex, to play in sports, so to participate. So
yeah, here's my opinion, Corey. This is what I would do. I would bail out of the match, not because I think it's wrong. I'd be afraid to lose to the girl, and then I'd never.
Jesse, I understand.
I'd never live that down.
I understand what your high school career was like. Yes, I understand that. But look, Title IX is about equity. It means the women should have the same opportunities as the men do, in equal playing field. If they want to play one sport, they play the same way. That doesn't mean there's inter-party, men play the women and the women play the men at the same time. Title IX was designed so that women's sporting engagements had the same funding levels,
you know what they need?
Facilities.
They need Title IX at the dog park. That'll solve all problems.
Yes, that's what happened.
Corey, Kathy,
and
thank you guys very much.